So many stories. Someone says he's married, someone says he's not married. He was a Brahman widow's son, and then some Muslim couple brought him up. He started doing weaving. He was a weaver. Now the philosophy of Kabir. Kabir believed in the unity of God. Though he calls him by different names such as Ram, Rahim, Hari, Allah, and on. God for him was one, the supreme reality. He emphasized faith in God's will. Not even a leaf moves without his permission. No name. I also have that belief. God is one. We call our God in different names. We have different beliefs. But the faith is all total one. You pray to your God, I pray to my God. Faith is one. We all pray for faith, for help. Because when we are in distress. But we should also pray to God when we are happy. And thankful for what we have instead of wanting more. Kabir was against idol worship, performing rituals, taking dips in holy rivers, going on pilgrimages, and other such outward forms of worship. He was against this. He attacked the Brahmins and the Qazis for their superstitions. He laid stress on purity of character and conduct and leading a simple life dedicated to bhakti. He also preached ahimsa and asked people not to kill animals for food. Kabir gave importance to a guru. The guru, he believed, showed people the correct path. He regarded Swami Ramananda as his guru. The religion of Kabir was a religion of the heart, open to all. He did not believe in caste distinctions. Most of his followers were men and women from the so-called lower castes of the society. Kabir wanted Hindu-Muslim unity. He strove for harmony between Hindus and Islam. In this, he was the forerunner of Mahatma Gandhi. He was doing that before Mahatma Gandhi wanted to do it. Another person who loved ahimsa was Mahatma Gandhi. So everyone must have followed. History is following itself. It's coming down. It's love one another. Try to help out people. Try to do something for someone. Try to understand their pain instead of saying you are this, you are that. So look into yourself first. Let's make it a better place to live in. The world is a huge place. It's a wonderful place. We haven't seen the full world yet. You haven't seen your full country. If I get to say that, you haven't seen your full country, so try to know much more. Reading, going through things, going through books will give you much more visual, your visuality will increase, your brain will increase, your brain will learn to know. Newspapers will give you all information about your country, what's happening, how it's happening, why is it happening. Try to think over. Try to help out people. No one was born as Muslim or Hindu or Christian or Punjabi. Religion is open to all. God is for everybody. How you call him, that's up to you. Death of Kabir. Death of Kabir had both Hindu and Muslim disciples. According to a legend, when he passed away, there arose a dispute as how his last rites should be performed. The Hindus wanted to cremate the body while Muslims wanted to bury it. When they removed the shroud, they found only some flowers. The Hindus took half and cremated them. The Muslims took the other half and buried them. The followers of Kabir later formed a separate group and began to be known as the Kabir Panthis. That he was for the people. That love everybody. Try to spread love instead of hatred. That's what Kabir wanted to say. Kabir's teachings are in the form of short poems called dohas or couplets. We know about these teachings only from oral tradition. Kabir himself never wrote down anything. The Kabir Vani, the words of Kabir were written and compiled much after he passed away. The Kabir Granthwali and the Bijak contains Kabir's philosophy. The Holy Guru Granth Sahib also contains over 500 verses of Kabir, the Punjabis, the Guru Granth Sahib. The Sikhs hold Kabir in the same reverence as their other gurus. Guru Nanak Another, another person, a wonderful person. Guru Nanak Dev was born in Talwandi, now in Pakistan. We know much more about his life and teachings than we do about Sant Kabir. Teachings of Nanak. Like Kabir, Nanak emphasized the worship of one God, Ik Onkar. In the hymns he composed, he preached true devotion to God only by the path of salvation. A guru, he said, can lead people onto the path of bhakti. He advised people to lead an honest life and help others. He rejected caste and class differences and preached equality. He started the practice of langars or common kitchens. Here people of all classes and castes ate together, something that the caste rules of that time did not allow. What is it? Everyone can sit together and eat. Langars. Punjabis have this langars at the gurdwaras. You can go in and eat as much as you can. No one will stop you. When rich people are polishing shoes, they are doing good work. We must live an honest life. We must live a good life. Proper life. Whatever we are, we should be satisfied with what we have. So we are done with this also? No, still there is. So Guru Nanak insisted on 3 principles which contain the essence of life. These principles as follows. Naam Jappo or meditate. Kirt Karo or work hard and earn your livelihood by honest means. Vand Chako or share your earnings with those less fortunate than you. Help out people. Guru Nanak attracted a large number of followers. These were primarily peasants, artisans, craftsmen and traders. He wanted his followers to be householders and earn their livelihood through a useful occupation. Inspired by his teachings, many more people in later years began to consider him as their Guru, Guru Nanak. Then we have Guru Gobind Singh, then we have Guru Tegh Bahadur. These are all later one by one who have taken his paths. Works of Nanak. Nanak's teachings are in the form of verses. They have been compiled in the Guru Granth Sahib, also called the Adi Granth. It has the teachings of Nanak and the 3 gurus which followed him, together with a large section from Kabir and the other saints of that period. It was compiled by the 5th Guru. It is the holy scripture of the Sikhs. This is a copy of the Guru Granth Sahib in every Gurdwara. The Golden Temple in Amritsar is the holiest shrine of the Sikhs. Who built it and when? You find that out and let me know. Later Gurus. Guru Nanak was succeeded by 9 successors, also known as Gurus. They were Guru Angad Dev, Guru Amar Das, Guru Ram Das, Guru Arjun Dev, Guru Har Gobind, Guru Har Rai, Guru Har Krishan, Guru Tegh Bahadur and Guru Gobind Singh. The last Guru formed the Khalsa Panth or the Sikh community, and you will read more about this in lesson 11. Then comes the Sufi tradition. So I'll do this in the next class, the Sufi tradition, or we can go on. I have few minutes. Yes, okay. Now we just read this part, the Sufi tradition. The Sufi movement originated in West Asia. From the 9th century onwards, many Sufis began to migrate to India. They settled in different parts and asked people to love God, lead a simple life and treat one another as equal. They also interacted with the saints of the Bhakti movement. Both traditions borrowed many ideas from each other. See how people try to get in culture and love each other. Why is this hatred happening? Why is this caste system coming? Why is this religion fight coming and these things are happening? You should try to see into history. Everything was so peaceful and nice. Try to bring this back. You are the future. You can do everything. Take care. Enjoy your pujas and have fun and try to study if you can. Okay, and love your parents, respect them and wish you all the luck. Bye bye. God bless.